What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Niklas and instead of meat, I eat veggies and What a way to start it all. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another Eurovision video. So we are officially into the 2022 Eurovision national final season, and slowly but surely most of the countries holding national finals this year have started releasing their entries. Which of course means two things. One, my god, there's a lot of music to listen to. I don't know how some people get through like listening to every single song from every single national final each year. How do you have the time? But it also means that we're at that special time where we're starting to figure out what kind of things are popular this year. What kind of things do people want to sing about? What kind of genres do people want to showcase this year? And we already have a few, should I say, interesting songs to talk about. Today, I'm gonna talk about one of these songs, because I do actually think it's a lot more clever than people really give it credit to. Today, we're going to be talking about the Eurovision song with the absolutely best one-liner opening ever since. That is, of course, Citi Ze's Eat Your Salad from the Latvian Supernova selection. Now, if you haven't heard this song yet, I strongly advise you to go in and listen to the whole song, because it is a very interesting one. The song tackles a topic that isn't necessarily new within Eurovision music, and that is climate change, saving the planet. It is something that we've definitely heard before. However, we haven't heard lyrics such as, "Little kitty, don't you know that being green is cool?" And "Being green is sexy as f***." Can I even say that in this video? Am I gonna get demonetized? I'm gonna put something else over it, I'm sure. I say demonetized, I don't make a single dime from this video, so I don't know what that point was. Anyways, the song is by the boy band, or yeah, I guess you can call them a boy band, Citi Ze, which is I guess you could say a fairly new band, at least in terms of like their mainstream knowledge. Not necessarily here in the West where I'm from, but they've definitely gained some tractions in Latvia last year when they released their debut album. They've released a few songs in Latvian so far. I do believe that Eat Your Salad is actually one of their first, if not the first song that they're releasing in English, but they have gained some traction, especially among the young crowd, and they're kind of on that like one to watch list in Latvia. That's possibly also why they got the direct ticket to be able to take part in Supernova this year, but they're definitely making everything out of it. The group was asked on the Eurotrip podcast if they are singing this song as a serious thing or if this is just one of those kind of like joke entries, and they did actually say that this song to them isn't a joke. This is actually a very serious song that does have a very serious message. And what they're trying to convey, and we're going to get a little bit back to it later, but what they're basically trying to convey with this song is trying to make being green cool, as they sing in the song. They want to use this platform and they want to use this opportunity to, instead of giving a lecture on why we should all try to do more to save this planet we're living on, they're instead like, how do you do, fellow kids? Eat your vegetables. And I totally get why people would sign this off as a joke entry, because it does kind of sound like that, doesn't it? Let me just give you another lyrical example, such as, "You recycling while I'm loving those cheeks." Absolutely love the lyrics, by the way. But I do get why some could see it as a joke, right? But I totally see what they're doing here. And I do actually think it's a lot more clever than people give them credit for. Now, like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, climate songs isn't necessarily a new thing. Now, there are other people who have tried to raise their voice and help us to make a choice on how to save this planet. There was a hidden song reference in there. Comment down below if you got it. And we've seen a few of these kind of songs in national finals over the year. I cannot mention all of them. I don't think I can remember all of them, but I specifically remember a few. For example, Supernova, who had a song in Dance Melodi Grand Prix a few years ago, which was a little bit more of an up-tempo, depressing climate song, I guess you can say. Honestly, what have we got to lose? And then another one that very much stood out for me and was kind of in the, I guess you can say kind of in the same kind of league as Eat Your Salad, was Jerry Hale's Vegan back in Vitebia in, I think that was also in 2020 actually. Baby, I don't necessarily know if there was really a huge statement in that song. It was more just about being vegan, but I still kind of feel like it counts. And then, of course, if you look to something like a junior Eurovision, there are a lot of kids there who have something they want to say and really want to sing these songs about saving the world.
Time is running out to save the earth.
So to Eurovision fans, and the whole world for that matter, this isn't necessarily a new thing. But there is, in my opinion, different ways you can approach this whole thing with making a statement in your song. Because no doubt about it, Eurovision for sure is a place that singers often want to use to make a statement. Eurovision has always been a place for statements. It has always been a place where someone wants to share their ideologies and they want to tell something that they feel is important. Whether that being a song like Ein bisschen Frieden, or in more newer times something like Måns Zelmerlöw's Heroes, which you may not necessarily think about when you hear the song that it has a message, but it is definitely a song about bullying and standing up for yourself. And you can't blame them, right? This is the biggest entertainment show in the world, and if you want to get your voice out there, and if you want to share something that really matters a lot to you, this is a huge stage to do it on. Even if you don't win the Eurovision Song Contest, you've still managed to get this message out to millions and millions of viewers, and that can mean a lot. So I totally get why these artists want to spend their 3 minutes of fame on something that matters to them. But I think there are very different ways that you can approach this topic, and I think that's what Eat Your Salad does really well. Because we have to remember that the Eurovision Song Contest, yes, there's a lot of people who use that platform as a way to get their voice heard, but it is also a Saturday evening entertainment show. Eurovision is very much a light entertainment, and some people will be very vocal about that. But of course we cannot deny it. It is an entertainment show. It's a family show. It's something that's made for everyone to watch. And when you sit down that a Saturday evening in May and you want to watch the Eurovision Song Contest, you don't necessarily want to hear about, a world in pain. Entertainment television and entertainment in general for many people is an escapism. So when you sit down that evening in May, or any other evening when you're watching a national final for that matter, when you sit down and watch a show like this, I think a lot of people are doing it because it is a form of escapism. It's something that they are enjoying, and it's something that gives them the chance to take the mind off of some of the things that are hurting them. So obviously, you don't want this time to be filled up with people telling you about all those bad things that you hear in the news all the time. You've turned off the news to watch something fun and lighthearted. And that's where the problem comes, because if you want to make a song that has a statement, where you really have something to say, you need to think about how you say it, or sing it, I suppose. Because if it becomes too teaching, if it becomes too negative, or one of those, people aren't necessarily going to love it. I remember back in 2017 when everyone was talking about how Loreen was back in Melodifestivalen and we were gonna get Loreen back on the Eurovision stage. Now, of course, she had to win Melodifestivalen first, but that should be an easy task, right? This is Loreen we're talking about, the queen of Eurovision 250. Loreen showed up to the semi-final with the song Statements, very much a song about raising your voice and doing something about the burning world of ours. And even though the song, I would say, has a very empowering tone in it, the staging was very dark and grim, and it was very much this focus on all these bad things going on and, fighting for your rights. Loreen didn't qualify straight to the final. She went on to the second chance round, where she was beaten by a guy with this kind of song. And I kiss you goodbye. And I remember a lot of people were absolutely furious about this because they felt like Loreen had such a strong message, and it was Loreen, of course, and it was a fantastic song. How didn't she go through? Why did this bubblegum pup boy manage to beat her in the second chance round? But I totally understand it. Because we have to remember, Melodifestivalen is in a lot of ways the same as Eurovision. There are a lot of people who sit down and watch that show to just relax and have a nice evening. It's a family show, you get everyone together, and you don't want to think about that burning world outside your window. statements just had too much negative energy in it, in a sense. And I don't know if that was really the song's fault. I don't think it was the song's fault. I think it was more the staging, which was impressive for sure. But I don't think, yes, it did convey the message she wanted to convey with the song, but I don't think that was the right message for this kind of show. I think there's definitely a time and a place for this kind of song, and I think the reason why a lot of Eurovision fans could get behind it was also because, well, we've heard this song a lot of times. We've really dug into the lyrics. We understand this kind of song. But Melodifestivalen and Eurovision, most of the audience, they don't have that. They have 3 minutes to understand it. And if you just kind of feel a little bit sad after those 3 minutes, and not in a good way, maybe that's not what you're gonna vote for. Instead, you're gonna vote for
Hello, fear. What are you doing here?
And I think that's totally fair in a way. After all, we have televoting for a reason, because we want it to be the people's choice, right? Right? I hope so, at least. But I think Eat Your Salad is in a different league than this. Yes, Eat Your Salad is about saving the planet. They mention saving the planet. They mention eating green, doing all these kind of things, recycling, zero waste, all these things. But I think what they've done is actually really, really clever, because instead of it being a song about time is running out to save the world, what are we ever gonna do? It is, like I said in the beginning, a song about, hey, wouldn't it be really cool and sexy if we all did this? And I think that's the exactly right kind of energy that you should put into this kind of thing. Because instead of making people angry or sad or giving them these associations to all these bad things they're hearing on social media, on the news, instead you're bobbing along to this funk-inspired, really cool song, in my opinion. And you're like, yeah, maybe I should eat some more vegetables. I don't know if that's what you're gonna do. I mean, I praise this song. I think it's a great song, and I think it should win Supernova, but at the same time, I'm also not a vegan myself. I understand that I'm also part of this problem, right? But I think one of the reasons why it is so hard for people to maybe get behind this, and what I feel like Citi Ze also understand, is that we're constantly being fed with this message about we should be more greener, we should do this, we should do that, we should eat no more meat, we should not buy any clothes, all these kinds of things, right? And it gets really hard to process. It gets really hard to deal with, because there are so many things going on in the world around us that maybe we just don't have the energy to do all these things, because they're constantly being pressed down on us, and we should be a better person. I think everyone wants to be a better person, right? But it can feel like such a chore, because it is always this negative energy around it. If you present a message, a very important message that is, in a funky, upbeat song, I think a lot more people will listen to it, and I think a lot more people will take it to heart because you associate it with something good. It's very basic psychology, I feel like. And I mean, there has been songs at the Eurovision Song Contest who's managed to do this. So, what do I think? Do I think that Eat Your Salad could be Latvian's entry for Eurovision this year? Well, they do have a certain Aminata to compete with, and I do think that could potentially be hard. Either she's gonna absolutely smash the competition, or people gonna be like, yeah, that's not as good as I expected it to be. And if that's the case, I do think they could take it, because they've gained a massive traction on social media after the song was released. And I do think, especially the young people watching Supernova, will get behind this song, because it is powerful. It has an important message, but it also is just a really fun song, and I can't wait to see how they're gonna stage it, because I really hope they're gonna do something big. And if that's the case, I think this could be really fun. No, I don't think this is gonna win Eurovision. I don't think it ever has a chance of doing that. But I also don't think that's necessarily the point of it. Because, and I'm gonna get back to the point I had in the beginning of the video, right? Even if they do go to Eurovision and don't win, they've still had this message. They just need to qualify for the final, and millions of viewers will be able to think about how cool being green is, right? And that's the whole point of it, to get more and more people to adapt this message. And if they can just get even one person to say, you know what, I like this. I like the way of looking at it. Maybe I should think about being more green. Well, then they've accomplished what they wanted. These were my thoughts about Eat Your Salad. What do you think? Do you think it can win Supernova? Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you for watching this video. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, remember to leave a like on the video and click subscribe button if you want to see more Eurovision videos from me. And then I'll hopefully see you guys very soon.